Good afternoon. Today we came to our plumbing class day 17. Uh, today we'll be dealing with septic tank design. Septic tank design. So today we'll be covering up septic tank, uh, how to design the septic tank, what will be its dimensions, okay, uh, what should be what all things or what are the different methods in which that we can design a septic tank, and we'll be solving or we'll be trying to find out the septic tank sizing by manual method as well as by using uh, Excel sheets also. We'll be seeing it today. Okay, so and regarding the um, files and all those things, I think I'll be sending you tomorrow by Google Drive. Okay, and we have only 20 days class, so it's almost, I think today is day 70, right? So we got 3 more days only. So the files and all those things will be sent to you. Okay, the files and regarding Excel sheets related files will be sent to you by tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, without wasting time, uh, we can go to septic tank design. Okay, septic tank designing. Uh, so 1 second, let me share my screen. Uh, and there are different other tanks also present. Okay, so that we can see tomorrow, like uh, wastewater pit or soak pit. Okay, uh, dispersion trenches. Okay, these are different other designs that we need to know. Okay, so today we'll be dealing with septic tank design. Septic tank design. Okay. It was said about 25 days. All the topics will be covered today itself. Okay, you can just go through the topics that I have seen, which has been displayed, and I think almost all the topics has been covered. Within 20 days, we can cover it all the topics. Okay. Remember, if it is written 25 or something like that, I think all the topics has been already covered. Just focus on the topics I am taking. Okay. So yeah. Now I'll share the screen. Yeah, so today we will be studying about the septic tank, and there are different criteria, and it's a well engineered structure. Okay, septic tank, and we cannot give its length and width according to our wish. Okay, there is a proper arrangement and proper dimensions are there. Okay, so dealing with that, it is what is the septic tank. Okay, septic tank designing. Just we can see some of the uh, you know important points regarding septic tank. Important points regarding septic tank. So it is used to dispose domestic sewage. It is used to dispose domestic sewage, and the effluent coming out from septic tank is not free from suspended solid and harmful organisms, and is allowed to percolate through the soil for final purification in soakaway pit or dispersion pit. So, when we are trying to design a septic tank, with the septic tank, there will be another one pit called a soak pit. Okay, so there will be a septic tank and there will be a soak pit. the extra water that will be coming out of the septic tank will be going into the soak pit. Okay, just near to it. Okay, so inside the septic tank, soil waste only will come. Soil waste only will be coming. Okay, which means that the waste that is from the water closet only will be coming into the septic tank. All other water in the sense the water from the toilet and the water from the wash basins, kitchens, all those water, you'll be collected uh, in wastewater pit only, wastewater pit. Okay, uh, so septic tank is a tank used to store soil waste, that is, or solid waste that is coming out from the water closet. Okay, so the effluent coming out from the septic tank is not free from, so from the septic tank also the water will be coming out. There will be a proper storage capacity of the septic tank, that from the septic tank also it has to will be to settle in a soak pit. Okay, so the effluent coming out from septic tank is not free from suspended solids and harmful organisms, and is allowed to percolate through soil for final purification in soak away pit or dispersion trench. Which means that the waste and the water that comes from the water closet is being initially it is being stored in the septic tank, and from there the water will be overflown through a to a tank called as or to a pit called as soakaway pit. So in that soakaway pit, the soakaway pit is constructed in such a way that it should absorb the water, or it should percolate the water, and then it will be then we will be calling it as final purification. Okay, but only the water which is there are three different chambers will be there, and the final chambers only the water will be stored. That water will be overflow, and it has to be stored in a pit called a soak pit, in where it will soak the water, and it will allow it to settle, and it will allow it to absorb through the soil. Okay, so it can be soak away pit or it can be dispersion trench also, depending upon the amount of water that is coming out. Instead of soak away pit, we can give trenches, dispersion trenches. That also will be studying in coming classes. Okay, dispersion trenches. Now, coming to the distance of soak away, the distance of soak away pit from any drinking water source shall be more than 20 meters. So these are very important. Okay, the drinking water with respect to another septic tank or soak pit, the distance should be there should be a sufficient distance between them. Otherwise, what happens? There is a chance to penetrate this water, and it will affect the drinking water source also. So when you are constructing a septic tank or a wastewater or a soak pit, the the pit should have a distance, an acceptable distance should be there from the drinking source. Okay, so the distance of a soak away pit from any drinking water source shall be more than 20 meters. Okay, and not only that, the groundwater table also be minimum 1 meter below the bottom of the soak away pit to prevent direct contamination of groundwater. Which means that the water table. You know what is water table, right? So if you are digging it, if you are digging your soil, and at which level you will be getting water. Okay, that is called as water level. You will be having a water level in each localities, in each area. Okay, so here it might be 5 meters, or in some other location it might be 8 meters water table. Okay, so it is said that the water table also be minimum of 1 meter below the bottom of the soakaway. So if you are digging a soakaway pit, okay, if the height of the soakaway pit is 1 meter, okay, or 1.5 meter, okay, the water table should be 2.5 meter. Okay, the water table should be 2.5 meter, which means that at least 1 meter gap should be there between the bottom of the soakaway pit and the water table. Okay, there should be at least there should be at least 1 meter. There should be at least 1 meter below the sockaway pit, bottom of the sockaway pit to the water table. So water table means the the water level inside your earth or inside your under your soil. Okay, that is the water table. So when you are constructing a sockaway pit, it should you should make sure that the height of the sockaway pit is in such a way that there should be at least 1 meter difference between the water table and the bottom of the sockaway pit. Okay. Now, then now coming to the detention time adopted in septic tank is between 1 day to 2.5 days. The detention time means how it has been settling and how it has been disintegrating. Okay, so the detention time for a septic tank is between 1 day to 2.5 days, which means that if a if an effluent is coming inside it, it has to settle and it has to disintegrate. So normal adopted detention time is 1 day to 2.5 days. It's a constant. Okay, it's 1 day to 2.5 days is the normal detention time. So when we are trying to do a problem, we can understand what is this detention time and how we are calculating the capacity of the septic tank. Desludging of septic tank is usually once in a year. Okay, desludging means after 1 year, the septic tankers will be coming and it will be desludging. So whatever material that is there inside the septic tank or whatever waste is there, that is desludging, that is taken out. Okay, and it is made empty. The tank is made empty. So usually it is taking once in a year. But we can construct the septic tank for 5 years or for 6 years, like that also, so that the tank size will increase. So usually the desludging of septic tank is for 1 year. Once in a year, you have to desludge it or you have to remove the waste from the tank. Okay, but we can construct for 3 years or 5 years according to our need. Okay, that is called as desludging. And one more thing they have said is that these all things has to be kept in your mind when you are designing a septic tank. If the length of the septic tank is more than 4 meter, double chamber is used. So when you are calculating and you'll be getting the length and the width of the septic tank. If the length of the septic tank is more than 4 meter, okay, if you found that the length of the septic tank is more than 4 meter, then you have to give a double chamber. So there are 3 chambers or 2 chambers inside the septic tank. Normally there will be only 2 chambers if it is a very small septic tank. Sometimes there will be 3 chambers. Okay, so in that case you have to give double chamber is there. You have to give 2 chambers inside the septic tank if the length is more than 4 meters. Okay, so 2 compartments will be there. Okay, inside the septic tank if the length is more than 4 meters. So in that case, when we are trying to design a septic tank, septic tank has a usual length. Okay, there is a particular length to be given for a septic tank. Okay, and particular length and width to be given for a particular chamber also. Okay, so for the first chamber, it will be 2/3 of the length. Okay, if there is 2 chambers, first chamber will be 2/3 of the total length. Will be the first chamber length. The second chamber length is the 1/3 of the total length. Okay, so first chamber is 1/3 of the total length. Second chamber is the 2/3 of the total length. That should not be more than 1.5 to 2 meters. So when you are trying to design a septic tank, the height should not be more than 2 meters. Okay, and the first chamber's length would be 2/3 of the total length, and the second chamber length would be 1/3 of the total length. That is the way that we have to decide it. Now, in the inlet chamber, baffle wall is provided at a distance of 1/5 length to prevent the entry of foam to sedimentation zone. I will show you the plan view of the septic tank so you can understand it. So, totally there are three chambers will be there. 3 chambers in the sense there are 2 main chambers. First chamber is 2/3 of the length, and the second chamber is 1/3 of the length. In this 2/3 of the length, there will be a small chamber also. That is 1/5 of the length. Okay, So, from the toilet, the soil as well as the wastewater also together will be coming into the septic tank. So, there will be at the inlet chamber, there will be a baffle valve will be provided. A baffle valve will be provided. So, then why they are providing with this? Because of this, both the water as well as the soil waste, there is sometimes, sometimes not, it will produce some form will be, some bubbles and forms will be produced. So in order to restrict that form in the first chamber itself, okay, that's why we are giving a baffle valve. Okay, so that all the forms and all those things will be settled in the first tank itself. Then rest only will be going to the second chamber, and then water only will be going to the third chamber. Okay, then from the third chamber it will be going to the soak pit. Okay, so there should be a freeboard also. Freeboard means the space between the top level and the the main top. Okay, so if the water table or if water level, okay, the freeboard means the space between the water level and the top part, okay, or top of the slab, or bottom of the slab and the top of the water level. There has to be small space, okay. There should be small space. That space is called as freeboard only, okay. Because these fumes and this gases will be settled on that, and you have to have a freeboard. Okay, from freeboard, from that area you will be having a vent pipe also should be there. Okay, so the next one is floor to be sloped 1/40 or 1:40 towards the manhole opening or desludging. Okay, so at the bottom of the tank, it should be sloped. It is not straight, it should be sloped 1:40 towards the manhole. So there are manholes. There can be one manhole and two manholes depending upon the chamber. Okay, so it should be towards the manhole opening or desludging. So when they are coming for desludging angle, they have to take it from there. So the slope will be in that level only. Okay. And next one thing that you have to keep it in mind is that 50 mm air vent pipe should be provided. Air vent to be provided, and height shall be 2.5 to 3 meter to avoid smell nuisance. So this pipe should be vented in a proper way. It has to be vented in a proper way, and at least a height of 2.5 meter to 3 meter to avoid smell. Otherwise, if you are just giving 1 meter or 2 meter, that smell will be surrounded here and there. So in order to vent properly and to avoid smell nuisance, the vent pipe we can take it to 2.5 to 3 meter height. Okay, provided that smell will be discharged properly. Now, brick wall to be made to take the entrance of manhole to the top of the ground level. So you know that when the water or the waste or soil waste from the water closet will be flowing. Okay, so that there will be slope. There will be slope, and sometimes the septic tank will be constructed at a distance only. So what happens is that when the slope comes, what happens is that the invert level or the depth of the pipe also will go down. So from there only you will be able to construct the septic tank. At that depth only you will be able to construct the septic tank, because from the water closet, the water will be coming through the pipe, and there will be slope. We will be having slope. So it will be coming down, and the discharge portion, it will be in some depth only. So from there only you will be able to construct the septic tank. Otherwise you won't get the required volume. Okay, so that if you need to get into that septic tank for desludging or something like that, you have to make a wall. You have to make a wall from the manhole so that you can enter into it for some maintenance or servicing. Okay, so the brick wall to be made to take the entrance of manhole to the top of the ground. Okay, so I'll show you the picture also. The outlet of the septic tank to be 5 to 7 centimeter below the inlet to avoid flooding. So the outlet should be below it, below the inlet, 5 to 7 centimeter below the inlet to avoid flooding of inlet. Otherwise, what happens? The water will be flooded on the inlet portion. So if the water won't come to the septic tank, it will be flooded. So in order to avoid flooding, this outlet would be 5 to 7 centimeter below, so that the water can be overflow to the socket. Okay, so before that, this is the calculations to find out the septic tank. This is the calculation to find out the septic tank. There are two different methods to calculate the septic tank size. Okay, uh, so let me take this first, then I will show you the picture. Okay, so we have two methods for calculation of septic tank. We have two methods. Okay, one method is water supply method. Okay, one is the water supply method, then is the next one is the fixture discharge method. Two methods are there. We can use any one method. Okay, and we have shortcut Excel sheet. Okay, and for these two methods we have Excel sheet. We can find out the septic tank size by water supply method, as well as we can find out the septic tank size by fixture discharge method. For the method we can see by Excel sheet, and today we will be finding out by manually also. Manually also we can find out, as well as we can see the Excel sheet also. Okay, both the ways we can find out the calculation. All the way we can find out the calculation. So yeah, so the rate of this one, water supply method, the rate of water supply method. Okay, the total capacity of the septic tank. So if you want to just take a screenshot, we can take a screenshot, okay, of this. So how to calculate the capacity of the septic tank by manual method. So if you had a chance, if someone asks you, could you just calculate the septic tank? Okay, within 2 minutes, we can just by using this formula, you can calculate the capacity of the septic tank. Okay, by a real design. Okay. So total capacity of the septic tank, this is the formula. Volume of the sediment plus volume of the sludge. So there will be volume of the sediment will be there, as well as volume of the sludge will be there. Okay. So addition of this both sediment and sludge will be the total capacity of the septic tank, because both the wastewater as well as soil waste also, hard waste also will be coming inside the septic tank, right? So the total capacity will be the volume of the sediment plus volume of the sludge. So volume of sediment formula is T into P into Q divided by 1000. Volume of sludge is S into D into T divided by 1000. So I will explain what is this. Okay. T is the hydraulic detention time, 1 or 2 days. Okay, preferably it is 1.5 days. So you can take this 1.5 days as a constant. So detention time is the settling time and the degradation time. Okay, if the waste enters into the septic tank. So hydraulic detention time normally it is 1 to 2.5 days only, or 1 or 2 days only. So preferably we can take 1.5 days. So we can take this 1.5 days as a constant. So that is the hydraulic detention time. It will be constant. P is the pollution served. Sorry, population served. Okay, number of people. So depending upon the number of people, the tank capacity changes. Okay, so here you can give the number of people according to the application that you get for designing. And Q is the water consumption in liter per capita per day. So this is the water consumption. So this you can take it out from the NBC, National Building Code. So last day we have already seen. Last day we have already taken the water consumption. It depends upon the different application, like residents or hostels or apartments or auditoriums or hostels or hospitals, whatever it might be. Depending upon the application, the water consumption or the amount of water that is used by a person in liter per day is called as water consumption in liter per capita per day. So you know that when you look into the NBC, you can see the water for domestic purpose as well as water for flushing purpose. So this water will be the water from the flushing purpose only, because only the water from the water closet is being taken here. Correct. Only the water from the water closet is being taken. So what is the water consumption in liter per capita per day for the flushing purpose only, it has to be taken. Okay, that is the water consumption in liter per capita per day. So this information you will be getting from the National Building Code, that table. Now S is the sludge production in liter per capita per day. It's a constant value. This 0.5, 0.15 liter per capita per day. That is a sludge production. This S is a constant. Now D is the number of days between desludging, minimum 1 year. So here we can give the year. Right here, you can give the number of days. So, are you constructing it for 1 year, or are you designing it for 5 years? Are you designing it for 6 years? It depends upon that. So, this year means the desludging only. If you want to desludge after 1 year, you can use 365 days here. If you want to desludge after 5 years, you can give days according to that. Okay. So, D is the number of days between desludging. Okay. Now, again, P is the population soil. Okay, S into D into P divided by 1000. Okay, so this is the way to find out the total capacity of the septic tank by water supply method. Okay, and another one thing that you have to make sure, or when you are trying to design, you have to keep in mind is that the length and the breadth of the septic tank is in the ratio of 2:1. Okay, that is mandatory. So the length you cannot alter it. You cannot make a square, uh, septic tank. You cannot alter. So there is a standard way of knowing the length and the breadth. So the length of the septic tank is, if the length, for example, if the length of the septic tank is 4 meters, the breadth should be 2 meters. Which means 1:2 is the ratio. If the width is of 4 meters, okay, and the length should be 8 meters. Okay, so that also we have to keep it in mind. The length and breadth ratio of septic tank is 2:1. Two is length, 1 is breadth. Okay. Now, I already said that there are two different methods. Now, when we are doing a problem, we can see it. Okay. Before that, I will show you the septic tank. Okay. Show you the septic tank. Yeah, this is the septic tank. This is the plan view of the septic tank. Plan view means the top portion of the septic tank. So you can see three chambers. Okay, this is the inlet pipe that is coming from the water closet. This is the baffle wall where this forms and bubbles will be settled here. Then it will go to the second chamber. Then it will be going to the third chamber. Then it will be going to the soffit. This is the outlet. And this is the breadth and this is the length. These are the manholes. You have to provide two manholes for inspection and all those things. Okay, this is the manhole. Okay, now you see the division of the chamber. Now this is 1/5 of the length. From here to here, it is 1/5 of the length. From here to the first chamber or the second, you can call it as this chamber, is 2/3 of the length. Okay, that is 2/3 of the length. You can see here. This is 1/5 of the length, total length. This is 2/3 of the total length, and this is the 1/3 of the total length. So if you are having a length of 4 meters, accordingly, 1/5 into 4, that will be this length. 2/3 into 4, that will be this length. Okay, 1/3 of the 4 meter will be this length. Okay, so this is the way that we have to separate the chambers. Okay, so this is the inlet and this is the outlet, and this is the manhole. Okay, so this is the plan view, and then these are the septic tanks that you may see. Okay, they will come and they will be desludging. Okay, they will be desludging the tank. So these are the normal tanks here, and they will be coming and they will be desludging the waste. Okay. Now this is the way of desludging. Okay, you can see this is just an animated view. Okay. Septic tank will be there. There nose will be there by the help of a pump. It will be sucking in and it will be stored here, and they will be discharged into some other places. Now this is the plan view. Okay, this is the plan view of a septic tank, and when we get a project, we have to show the septic tank also. We have to show the septic tank size section view as well as plan view also we have to show. So in the last project implementation class, I will show you about the section view also. So we have to give different drawings. One is the uh, design drawing we have to give. Then we have to initially we have to give the plan drawing. Then we have to give the design drawing. Then we have to give the schematic drawing. Then we have to give the sectional drawing. Okay, all these things are involved. When we are trying to give the section drawing, we have to draw this in the AutoCAD and we have to show it depending upon the uh, capacity of the septic tank. So you just see here, this is the inlet. Minimum it should be 100 mm. Okay, this is the depth of the wastewater. Okay, this is the height, or you can call it as the height of the septic tank. Okay, and minimum 100 mm is the diameter. This is the inlet pipe. This pipe will be, through this, the waste will be settled here. This is the baffle wall. Okay, this is the baffle wall, and this much will be space. Okay, this much will be space only. So the water will be, transferred to the second chamber, and the foam and all the air bubbles will be settled here. So this baffle wall will avoid or restrict the foam to enter into the second chamber. Okay, so this much will be 30 centimeter. This much will be 30 centimeter. About this level, there will be 20 centimeter height also will be there. Now, then from there, this is the freeboard, 50 centimeter to 30 to 50 centimeters is the freeboard. So this is called as the freeboard. This is the gap. There should be a gap, okay, because air and some fumes will be and some air will be settled here. So you should have a freeboard. That is mandatory. Okay, this is the top level or level. Okay, water level is this one. This is the space. Bottom of the slab till this top of the water, you should have a space. Now this is the second chamber. Okay, this is the second chamber. So from here, the water will be collected and it will be sent into the other other chamber. Okay, it will be sent to the other chamber. This much will be the 40 centimeter only, and you can see a gap. You can see a gap here, right? That is 5 to 8 centimeters. So that gap will be the inlet of this. You can see here. So that's why for avoiding the flooding, this should be 5 to 8 centimeter below, or which means that this outlet pipe should be 5 to 8 centimeter below the inlet pipe. Okay. So this is the baffle wall, and this is the slope. So if this is the, you can see here, this is the manhole opening. Its size is 60 into 60 centimeter only. Normally manhole size is 60 into 60 centimeter, and you can see the slope. The slope is coming to this side and the slope is coming to this side. This one is to 40. Here also you can see this towards the opening. You can see this towards the opening. So that from here more amount of water and the waste can be desludged. Okay. So you can see this is the 2/3 of the length. This is the 1/3 of the length. Okay. This should be the 1/5 of the length. This is the total length. Okay. This is the height, and you have to give an air vent also. You can see here. This is the air vent. Air vent of 50 mm diameter would be enough. Okay. This is the section of the septic tank. So we have seen the plan. We have seen the section, and this is very important. The length should be twice of the width. Okay. This is the height. The height limit should be 1.5 to 2 meter maximum. The width of the septic tank should be the half of the length. Okay, or the length should be twice of the width. So this is the way that you will be finding out. Now, so this is what I said. If the septic tank, imagine this is the ground level. If your septic tank is here below the ground level, in order to inspect and all, you have to make a brick wall. And you have to make a manhole here. Then only you will be able to inspect here. Okay, raise the manhole opening of septic tank. And because after the slope, the slope will be coming in a depth only. So from that should be the inlet of this tank. Okay, so this much the septic tank is, if imagine this much height only, below this depth only the septic tank is being constructed. Obviously, you need a manhole. If you are keeping a manhole here, how you will be able to inspect it? You won't be able to inspect because it is underground, right? So you have to make a wall made up of brick, and you have to make a inspection chamber like this, or a manhole like this. Okay. Now, now we can move to the problem. Now we can move to the problem. We have seen these are the two different methods. Okay, water supply method and fixture discharge method. So first we can deal with water supply method. Calculate the dimension of a septic tank to serve 200 people, and the water supplied at the rate of 100 liter per day per capita. Desludging is expected once in a year. So this is the question. There are 200 people, 100 liters consumed per day, and desludging is expected once in a year. 1 year desludging. So how to find the answer? Very simple. This is the formula. T into P into Q divided by 1000 plus S into D into P divided by 1000. T is 1.5. P is how much? 200. Q is how much? 100. Q is 100 divided by 1000 plus S. S is how much? 0.15 plus D how much? Number of days between these minimum 1 year. They have said once in a year. So it is how much? 365 into P. P is number of people. Divided by 1000, you will be getting the total capacity of the septic tank. Let's see. 1.5 into 200 is the P. 100 is the, what is 100? Q. Divided by 1000 plus S is 0.15 plus D how much? 1 year. 365, correct? Give 365. Number of people how much? 200 divided by 1000. So adopting a depth of 1.15 effective surface area of septic tank, it will be how much? It will be, the answer will be how much? You are calculating this, what will be the capacity you will be getting? Let's see. I think it will be 40.95, correct? You will be getting 40.95. So 40.95 is the actual capacity. So adopting a depth of 1.15, okay, adopting a depth of 1.15 effective surface area of septic tank will be how much? You know, area will be, or volume will be surface area divided by depth. That is a formula, correct? Area will be surface area divided by depth. Okay, so that if you know the depth, if you know the depth, or if you are giving a depth, you know the maximum height should be 2 meters. So if you are giving a depth of 1.15, if I am assuming, okay, I am giving my septic tank 1.15 depth, what would be my area? How much should be my area? Volume divided by depth. That is the area. That is a formula. Okay. So volume divided by area is the volume divided by the depth is the area. Okay. So when I'm dividing 40.95 divided by 1.15, I will be getting 35.6 meters square. This is the surface area. Okay. That is the surface area. So surface area formula, if you want to write, you can write it is the volume divided by depth. Okay, volume in meter cube divided by depth. Okay, so you'll be getting it surface area. Now you know that the length breadth ratio of the septic tank is 2:1. You know the height is 1.15, correct? Or if you are taking a depth of 1.15, this much will be the area. Okay, so the length and the breadth of the septic tank is in the ratio is 2:1. That you already know it. Okay. So you can write length into breadth is equal to 35.6 length into breadth. That is the area, right? That is the 35.6. Right. Length into breadth is the area, is the surface area. That surface area is 35.6. So you can write this breadth as 2 or this length as 2 into breadth, correct? Because length is 2 times of breadth. Understood what I am saying? Length into breadth is the area. So length you can write 2 times of breadth because that length will be 2 times of the breadth. 2 into breadth will be the length. So instead of length into breadth, you can write, instead of length, you can write 2 into breadth. So 2 into breadth equal to 35.6. 2b square is equal to 35.6 meter square. So from there, b square will be getting 17.8, b will be getting 4.21. So approximately you can take 4.25 meter. So 4.25 meter is the width or the breadth. So what will be the length? 2 times of the breadth. Correct, because the ratio is 2:1. So you already got breadth 4.25. So the length will be 2 times of the breadth. It will be 2 into 4.25 is 8.5. Okay. So the size is the size of the tank you can take as 8.5 into 4.25 into 1.4 meter. 1.4. How you get 1.4? Actually the effective height is 1.15, and you can take an the height you can give as 1.45 also. Instead of 1.4, you can give 1.45. Why? Because the rest one is effective freeboard. You need freeboard, right? There should be a freeboard. Okay, there should be a freeboard. That freeboard is 30 to 50 centimeter. So if you are giving 30, it will be 1.45 it will be, correct? 1.45 it will be. So you can write as size of the septic tank will be 8.5 into 4.25 or 4.5. Sorry, 4.25 into 1.4. Okay, so this is the size of the septic tank. So since length is more than 4 meter, septic tank is divided into 2 compartments. So you have to divide it into 2 compartments since the length is more than 4 meter. Okay, so how you got this 1.4 is, you have to add 30 centimeter or 0.25 centimeter. Here they have at 0.25 centimeter. That's why they got 1.4. So the actual height should be 1.45 because minimum there should be 30 centimeter. Freeboard should be there. 30 centimeter freeboard should be there. So this height should be 1.45. Okay, height should be 1.45. And because of the length is more than 4 meter, septic tank is to be divided into 2 compartments. Okay, so you got the length and width and the height of the septic tank. You got the volume. You got the area, and from here itself you will be getting the volume. Okay, volume is 40.95. Not to know the area, divide by the length or divide by the depth. You will be getting the area. So if you know the area, area of a rectangular is length into breadth. So length is 2 times of breadth. So 2b into b is 35.6. From there we can find breadth. Length 2 times of b. So multiply into 2, you will be getting 8.5. So the length, breadth and height of the septic tank is found by water supply method. Is there any doubt in this? Is there any doubt in this method? Is there any doubt in this method? Okay. Now we can see another method. Okay. So the compartments will be like this. Okay. One compartment will be like this, and another compartment will be like this. This is 2/3. This is 1/3. This is 1/5. Okay. So what will be the first length? The length is 8.5 meters. 2/3 into 8.5 is 5.75. So this length is 5.75. Second compartment is 1/3. Okay, 1/3 means you can just reduce this total length by this length, you will be getting 2.75. This is 1 by 5 length, this is 2 by 3 length, this is 1 by 3 length. If you are reducing the total length by this length, you will be getting this length. Right. So 2.75 is this length, 5.75 is this length. Okay. If you are multiplying 8.5 with 1 by 5, you will be getting this length. Okay. So now the second method is, first one was water supply method, next one is fixture discharge method. Fixture discharge method. So you need to know the fixture units in this case. So the peak discharge as per fixture unit, assuming 5 people in a house. Okay, you know that there are 500 people. Sorry, in question it is given it is 200 people. Correct, 200 people. So you just assume that there are 5 people in a house. So how much houses will be there if there are 5 people in a house? 200 divided by 5 people per house, it is 40 houses. Just assume 40 houses are there. If there is 5 people in a house, so total we know 200 people is there. So sanitary fixtures in each house, you know, it is given in table 6A, page 23. There will be water closet, wash basin, kitchen, sink, and shower is there. Okay, sanitary fixtures in each house. Okay, table 6A. Let me see, 6A. Table 6A. Okay, in table 6A, it is given as the fixture unit rate is given. Okay, so normally we have already seen that there will be a water closet, wash basin, kitchen sink, and shower. Okay, in a in one house. So the water closet fixture unit, what will be the water closet fixture unit? We can take it from table 6A. Okay, so you can go here. Water closet, it is fixture unit per rate is 7. Wash basin is 1. Shower it is 2. Then sink it is what? I think bathroom sink. Yeah, bathroom sink it is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 only. Okay. So give that fixture value there. Water closet, 1 number is there, 7 fixture unit. Wash basin, 1 number, 1 fixture unit. Kitchen sink, you can take 1 fixture unit. Shower, you can take 2. Okay. Kitchen sink, you can take 1 or 2 or 3 because it's in the range of 1 to 3. Okay. So here they have taken minimum. So total, when you are adding all these things, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So total fixture unit is 11. So this is for one house. So how many houses are there? 40 houses are there. So total, what will be the fixture unit? Total fixture unit, 40 for 40 houses, 40 into 11. That is 440 fixture unit. That is the total fixture unit that you will be getting. Now you are going to, this is a fixture discharge method only, okay? Okay, so you need to know the fixture unit discharge. Okay, so if you need to know the fixture unit, depending upon the fixture unit, if you need to know the discharge, you go to page number 36 of table B. You have to go table B. Okay, table B. So yeah, this is the discharge table, appendix B, table B, appendix B only. So you can see the fixture units here. Fixture units are given here. Depending upon that, approximate discharge in liter per second is also given. If the fixture unit is 2, the discharge per liter is 1.8 liter per second. If the discharge is 500, the liter per second is 6.1. So what is our discharge that we got? 440. Okay, discharge for 440. So we need to know what is discharge for 440. Okay, so let's see whether there is for 440 is there. No, 400 it is 5.8 and 500 it is 6.1. Our fixture unit is 440. Our fixture unit is 440. Okay, so for 400 it is 5.8 and 500 it is 6.1. You can take it by interpolation or just let's see, you can take its average also. So 440 they have taken 5.9 because 400 is 5.8 and 500 is 6.1. So approximately for 440 fixture unit it will be 5.9. Okay, if it is 400 is fixture unit is for 400 fixture unit, if it is 5.8 and for 500 fixture unit the discharge is 6.1. For 440 approximately it would be 5.9. Okay, so that is 5.9 liter per second. So just convert that liter per second into minute, okay? Liter per minute. Just multiply with 60, you will be getting 5.9 into 60 is equal to 345 liter per minute. So from 40 houses, 345 liter per minute is being discharged. In 1 minute, 345 liters is being discharged in 1 minute, or from 40 houses. Okay. So from the fixed discharge method, there's a table, okay, that you have to understand. This is the table 7. Okay. This fixed discharge method, these things you have to keep it in mind. Okay. That is, in order to find out the total volume of your septic tank, these nodes are important. These nodes are important. For good performance of a septic tank, two important factors are to be considered. One is surface loading, then the detention time. One is the surface loading, then the detention time. So this underlying thing is very important. Okay, as per Indian manual, the surface loading is adopted is 0.92 meter square per 10 liter per minute. Okay, the surface loading is, they have found that for 10 liter per minute, if the discharge is 10 liter per minute, the surface loading is 0.92 meter square. In 0.92 meter square, 10 liter per minute is the surface loading. Okay, the surface loading is 0.92 meter square. In that, for 0.92 meter square, 10 liter per minute is been acting as the surface loading. Okay, so this is the constant thing only that we have to by heart it. Okay, for 10 liter per minute, 0.92 meter square is the surface loading. So go back to your question. Now 10 liter per minute, 0.92 is the square meter is the surface loading. Okay, so for 10 liter per minute, if 0.92 is the surface loading, for 345 liter per minute, how much will be the surface loading? For 10 liter per minute, 0.92 is the surface loading. So we got as 345 liter per minute as the discharge. So how much will be the surface loading? Because when you are trying to design the septic tank by fixed discharge method, the surface loading is important as well as detention is important. Now we are dealing with surface loading. And a normal thing is that for 10 liter per minute, 0.92 square meter is the surface loading. Therefore, for 345 liter per minute, how much will be the surface loading? 345 into 0.92 divided by 10. So you'll be getting 31.74 square meter as the surface loading. Okay, 31.74 square meter is the surface loading. Okay, now peak discharge as per simultaneous discharge factor. So the second method is being followed by this method only. Okay, you need to know a surface loading adopt this 0.92 meter square per 10 liter per minute. A minimum depth of 25 centimeter to 30 centimeter is provided for sedimentation. Detention time adopted is 24 hours to 48 hours or 1 day to 2 days detention time. Desludging of septic tank is once in a year. So we have already seen one method, S into D into P divided by 1000, that we have already seen. So here also detention time is, they are saying, is 1 to 2 days. Desludging is once in a year. A minimum depth of 25 to 35 centimeter, 30 centimeter is provided for sedimentation. So in order to find the volume of the tank, you have to calculate all these things. Sedimentation, surface area into 0.3. For digestion, number of people into 0.032. For sludge storage, 0.0002 into 365 days into number of people. Free bot, surface area into 0.3. Okay. Now another thing that you have to know is that peak flow domestic sewage to be assumed for calculating the surface area. Here to calculate the surface area, what we have to do is the peak flow is found from the discharge of sanitary fixtures. So this is the table A. Okay, the approximate rate of discharge from each sanitary fixtures is from wash basin this 0.6 liter per second. It's a constant given value. Okay, bathtub is 1 liter per second. Sink 0.5 liter per second. Sink of 38 mm diameter is 1 liter per second. Urinal it is 0.15 liter per second, shower 0.15 liter per second, water closet 2.3 liter per second. Okay, so this is the approximate rate of discharge from sanitary fixtures. So when you are trying to calculate the septic tank by the second method, discharge method, you have to know these things. You have to refer to this, instructions. Okay, depending on these two instructions only, because you need to know the discharge. Okay, because we are using discharge method only. It's a discharge method only, not water supply method. Okay. So your peak discharge from sanitary fixtures at a time can be calculated either by using fixture unit or by using simultaneous discharge factor. Okay, 5%. Okay, we can use these two methods for finding out the peak discharge. So let's come back to our answer. Okay, so I came to this table 7A to make you know that you need all these things. Okay, to find out the total volume. So let's come back to our peak. So the peak discharge as per simultaneous discharge factor. Okay, discharge from each water closet will be 2.3 liters, wash basin is 0.6, kitchen sink it is 0.5, shower it is 0.15. Okay, then you have taken from where? From here. So you have a wash basin, you have a water closet, you have a shower. Okay, from there you have taken that. Water closet 2.3, wash basin 6.6, kitchen sink 0.5, shower 0.15. So total discharge will be from one toilet will be 3.55 liter per second. Total discharge from all these fixtures. So discharge from one house, because in one house you have all these things. So discharge from one house is 3.55 liter per second. So discharge from one house is 3.55 liter per second. So 40 houses, how much will be there? We know we have 40 houses. Multiply 3.55 with 40, you'll be getting 142 liter per second. This is by discharge unit method. So assuming simultaneous discharge value 5%. So you can see here, peak discharge from sanitary fixtures at the time can be calculated by either by using fixture units or by using simultaneous discharge factor of 5%. So we are taking this step B. Assuming the simultaneous discharge value 5% for 40 houses, it is 142. So therefore 5% of that discharge will be 5 by 100 into 142, which will be 7.1 liter per second. 7.1 liter per second is the simultaneous discharge factor, or 5% of 142. Okay, so convert this liter per second into liter per minute, you will be getting 426 liter per minute. So this is one of the method. So you got 426 liter per minute is the flow discharge. Okay. Now you got the discharge that is coming to the septic tank, 426 liter per minute. Okay, from 40 houses. Okay. So you have to find out the total volume required. Total volume required. So total volume required, this is the thing. For sedimentation, surface area into 0.3. For digestion, number of people into 0.032. For sludge storage, this is the formula. For freeboard, surface area into 0.3. So you have to write that. For sedimentation, for digestion, sludge storage, freeboard. Here, discharge from 40 houses is taken as 420. Okay, this is 420. I don't know how much it is, 424 or 426. Here they have written as 424 only. I think this is 424, it seems. Okay. Anyways, whatever it might be. So the discharge from 40 houses is taken as 424 liter per minute. The surface loading for septic tank, it's 0.92 meter square per 10 liter per minute. That you know. So here, this is the surface loading, 0.92 meter square for 10 liter per minute. We have 424 liter per minute. So surface area required will be how much? 424. The previous step itself we are doing here also for finding out the surface area or surface loading. 424 into 0.92 divided by 10. It is 39 meter square. So 39 meter square is the surface area. Okay. Now, volume of the septic tank, we got surface area. Okay. So for sedimentation, surface area into 0.3. Surface area we got 39. So 39 into 0.3. For digestion, number of people how much? For 200, right? 200 into 0.032. Here, sludge storage 0.0002 into 365 1 year into number of people how much 200. Give that 0.0002 into 365 into 200. Right, it's all in meter cube. Okay, you got first three, right? Now freeboard we can calculate separately. Now the total will be 11 plus 6.4 plus 14.6. It is 44.4 meter cube. 44.4 meter cube. Okay, 44.4 meter cube. Now, volume is equal to, this is the formula. Volume, you know, it's a normal formula, surface area into depth. Surface area into depth is the volume. So, you know the volume, okay? You know to find out the depth, okay? Without the freeboard only, okay? Because we have not calculated the freeboard. Freeboard is not taken. Freeboard means that space only. Without that space, we are seeing, okay? 44.4 meter cube is the volume. 34.4 meter cube is the volume. So, volume is equal to surface area into depth. Surface area or surface area equal to volume divided by depth. Volume, you know, 44.4. Okay, okay. Volume divided by surface area, how much? Surface area, how much? How much you got? 39, correct? 39 is the surface area. So, divide by 39, you will be getting 1.13. Approximately, we can write 1.2 meter. So, the depth of the septic tank is 1.2 meter. We have found the depth of the septic tank 1.2 meter. Okay. And we got depth. Now we need to find the length and width. Correct. The length and width of the ratio of the septic tank, you know, it is 2:1. So 2b into b equal to 39. Because length into breadth is the area. Okay, surface area, you know, it is 39. So 2b is corresponding to 39, b equal to 4.415. You can write 4.5. So breadth is 4.5. Okay, breadth of the tank is 4.5, and the length of the tank would be 2 times of breadth. It will be 9. 4.5 into 9. So the length is 9, breadth is 4.5, depth is 1.2 without freeboard. So including freeboard, this 1.2 will become 1.5, not 1.4. Okay, because freeboard is 0.3 meter. So volume of the septic tank will be 9 into 4.5 into 1.5 meter, not 1.4, 1.5. If you are taking freeboard as 20 centimeter, we can write as 1.4. I think minimum you need freeboard as 0.3. Okay, so you can write here 1.5 meter. Okay, 9 into 4.5 into 1.5 meter is the volume of the septic tank by discharge method. Now the length is more than 4 meters, so the septic tank has to be divided into 2 compartments. Okay, so this is the way that we will be finding out the septic tank. Okay, this is the way that we will be finding out the septic tank. So, is there any doubt in this manual calculation? Now we are going to move forward for Excel sheet. Is there any doubt in this 2 methods of calculating the septic tank? Is there any method? Sorry, is there any doubt in calculating this? I'll send you the video. Just go through 2 or 3 times. You can understand more deeply. Okay, how to take the values and all those things. Is there any doubt? Is there any doubt in these 2 methods? First one is water supply, and next one is fixed discharge method. Okay. Okay. Now we are going to see about the Excel sheet. Okay. We are going to see. It's very simple. Just give the value. Just give the input. Will be automatically getting its length, width, and height you can just change it, and you will be getting its volume. Okay, and you can change its length and width and height. Okay, let's see. So 1 minute. Now let's see about this, Excel sheet. Okay, I will share my screen. So this is the all these things are involved in this one sheet itself. Okay, septic tank. You can see septic tank, that fountain, and the water supply. All those things is in set in one single Excel sheet only. Okay, so you can go through it. So septic tank, you can see two different methods are there. Septic tank by water supply method and septic tank by fixed discharge method is there. Okay, and the table that we have studied just now is been shown here. See, you can see here by sedimentation, surface area into 0.3, digestion, all those things is given. Okay. Now this is the method. Okay. So first let's see about the septic tank water supply method. So here, whatever I have shown in this yellow thing, only you need to give. Wherever I have marked yellow, okay, only give that number. Okay, so number of people, just give how much. If you are giving 10, 10 people is there. Rate of water supply per person per day, how much you can give? 45 or 50, 50 or 100, whatever it might be, you can give here. I have given 100. So some days for different application, different will be the water rate of water supply per person per day. So number of people you can calculate, you will be knowing it. Rate of water supply per person per day you will be getting from the NDC table, depending upon the application. So just give this two value. This is the formula that we'll be using, that you know it. You can see the total capacity of the septic tank is given as 2.05 meter cube. Okay, 2.05 meter cube. Length is given as 2.08. Width is given as 1.04 and height is given as 1.2 meter depth. Okay, 1.2 meter depth. Very simple. We don't want to use any calculations or something like that. Directly the Excel sheet will be showing this. Give the number, give the rate of water supply per person per day. So if you want to increase the height, also you can give height. Okay, if you are giving 1.5, depending upon that, this length and width will change. Okay, the length and width will change. You can see here 0.9 is the width and 1.8 is the length. 1.5 is the height. Okay. Now, depending upon the septic tank by fixed unit discharge method, mainly this is given. Water closet, wash basin, sink, and shower is given. Okay. So you can give here number of people. Okay, you can give 100 or 40. I am just giving 20 people. Giving 20 people, and they are asking number of water closets. Okay. Water closet I am giving 4. Wash basin 4. Kitchen sink 2. Shower 4. Okay, so I got 4.3 meter cube. So if I am giving 10 people, I got 3.2 meter cube, depending upon the septic tank fixed discharge method. So if I am giving the quantity of water closets, okay, and number of people, I'll be getting the length, width, and depth. Length, width, and depth. Okay, you can see length is 2.37, width is 1.19, depth is 1.4. and the volume is 3.2 meter cube. So this is very simple. Just give the fixture quantity and number of people in this step. Or if you want to see with water supply method, give the number of people and rate of water supply per person per day. Okay, and this is been carried for 1 year only. Okay, 1 year only. You can see desludging is 365 days. They have taken 365 days away. Okay, so we cannot change anything because this is a software that they have did it. So 365, 1.5, 0.15. So they have did for 1 year storage only. Okay, 1 year desludging time only. So I think there won't be any doubt in this topic because just give the values which is they have shown here. Okay, shown here in the sense wherever there is this yellow markings are there, give the numbers according to their project. Okay, so that's all for today's topic. Is there any doubt? Is there any doubt regarding the designing of septic tank? Is there any doubt regarding the septic tank? It's very simple only. You can use both softwares as well as if you want, we can use manually also. You can find it out according to the situations that you are handling. So, any doubt regarding this today's topic? Any doubt? So I believe there is no doubt. So we can wind up our class. Okay, and just go through the syllabus. I'll be taking all the topics inside that. Rest something in the assessment test and all those things only. I'm not taking assessment test. If I need, I will take assessment test. And by project implementation class, this will be over. Okay, classes will be over. All the topics in that will be taken. Okay, will be taken if there is anything else. Okay, so thank you so much. See you on Monday. Tomorrow it's Saturday, right? So there won't be class tomorrow. And we can see you on Monday. Okay. So thank you so much. Thank you.